fitting. Whenever you take a neck off of a guitar, and you take material off of these sides, this fit becomes really loose. So you have to glue shims onto the sides of this to make your fit tight before you glue it. You want it to be tight, but you don't want it to be so tight that it pushes the neck out whenever you clamp it, or it just doesn't go in. So you want it to be tight enough so that you can clamp it in and it'll fit in there good. Now that is probably about what you like to see. Um, it's really close to being completely in, so that whenever you have glue and clamps on it, it'll lock in and you'll still be even on the sides. And this one's ugly too, or somebody tried to work on it before. So that neck is probably ready to glue. But let's check that angle. That's probably about right. On an arch top like this, you want it to go over the bridge a millimeter or two. Whenever it's bottomed out, you have to account for the neck springing back a little bit after you glue it on. And on an arch top, this all sinks whenever you, because there's a bunch of pressure on this bridge, so it'll sink right here. So you have to account for all that whenever you put the neck back on the arch top. I'm gonna sand off my pencil marks. You don't have to do this. This is my board, so that you have something to clamp to. You know, clamp the board to the body of the guitar. You want to clamp it like on the kerf lining, or you'll break the top though, or at least crack it. These are just kind of here to keep, because I got really annoyed with my board always falling off whenever I was putting necks on. So I just started clamping the board to the body. I think that can stay. Big C-clamp. Yeah, let's see. Wet rag. My string action ruler. tight bond. You want to use the red one because it's not waterproof. If you use the blue one or the green one, you'll have a really hard time getting that neck back off if you ever need to get it off. This one's strong enough, but you can still get it apart. So you put it in your mortise, or at least I do, put it in the mortise first. And it's going to be messy, and it's just kind of how it is. This is why you get a rag. And you don't want to put any glue really on these parts, these cheeks. I mean, it's going to get on there, but you don't want to put a lot on there, or it'll make it hard to get off if you ever have to take it off again. You start by pushing it in. This one wants to leak a lot, which is weird. And then like that, make sure your cheeks are even. It's okay. I thought about renecking this guitar since somebody cut the fretboard extension off, but I don't really think it's worth it because of how cheap of a guitar it is. I had some trouble the other day with this clamp slipping, and I don't know why. Today it doesn't seem like it's slipping. There we go. Perfect. It's like dog shit. But you can see the clamp clamped it in that last little bit, and the cheek is still flush to the body. If you over shim, sometimes whenever you clamp it in and you just try to force it in there, it'll push the neck out of the pocket, and you'll have like a gap down here, which is why you don't want to over shim. I mean, it's good for it to be tight, but you also got to remember there's a bunch of glue in there also. So it doesn't have to be absolutely perfectly tight by itself. So this one is going to be done for right now. I don't have to put a, sometimes, you know, you have to clamp the extension too. But on this one, since somebody cut it off, my dovetail clamp is kind of doing that job. Which they cut that off because it was probably sinking into the top because it needed the neck taken off. So yeah, there's that one. So now I'm working on another arch top. This one, I've already had the neck off of it and put it back on. Somebody really messed this one up. So what I'm doing right now is that's still pretty ugly. I'll make that look a little better. they tried to put their own inlay in it. It had these white plastic dots in it that looked nothing like the original ones. So I took them all out. And these ones down here that I patched already is where they drilled into the neck to take it off. But I guess they're not even, or I would have left them. But I guess they thought it looked weird if it had two extras down here, so they just put a couple extras up here. Somebody also had the fretboard off of this guitar before, and you can see they didn't do the best job putting it back on. And I don't know why they took the fretboard off. And I thought about taking it off again and putting it back on right, but honestly, I don't really want to mess with it. I think I can get it to play fine. It'll just be a little ugly. So right now what I'm doing, on the bigger holes, I patched them with rosewood plugs, but on these smaller ones, I did a base fill with just wood filler from the hardware store. And now I'm going to make some color matched filler from walnut. See, this walnut dust, it looks light whenever it's dry, but whenever you mix it with Tite Bond, it turns dark. So if you ever need to patch something that's rosewood or like a dark mahogany stained, you can patch it with walnut dust and Tite Bond. That looks okay. I mean, it's not going to win any beauty contests, but the worst thing about it is that you can see where they cut through the fret too. You can see how there's a chunk taken out of it. But I think that looks okay. So I'll let that dry. And that one's done for right now. I've still got to do some other stuff on it. It had a screw too back here, and they split the heel whenever they did it, and that heel was still split whenever I took the neck off, so I had to put the heel back together, and I'm gonna have to fill that where they put that screw, because this just does not look good. But this is the other one I'm working on right now. 1960s Fender Parlor guitar. I've already had the neck off this once. I did it in a hurry and I put it back on. And I had to rebuild this whole body. I mean, this thing was destroyed. Like, the sound hole was warped. The neck block had slipped and had blown the back off. And there was also a helpful little screw in there that I had to take out. And I had to take the back off and reglue all the braces. And I put the neck back on after I did all that. And this neck angle is not good still. There we go. That is a loose fretboard extension. So now you just sit here and you wait. Put that in there until it gets hot and you can pull it off. we go. I glued this neck on myself. Got it back off. A little scorch mark on the neck, but